from Marsh. Roger Morgan to Leach. Marsh and Clark in the middle. Now Clark. Leach. And a goal! Put in by the left back. By leg. Morgan perhaps fortunate to have a second chance. Oh, Marsh, 3. Marsh doesn't get those.
But in the swaggering 60s, one supreme talent outshone all the rest, keeping crowds and television audiences absolutely enthralled. Busby's European Cup dream was fulfilled, and George Best at just 22 had the whole world at his feet. Yet for him, it was the beginning of the end, when it should have been the end of the beginning. A new season and a spot of history at the club closest to the home of Match of the Day at White City in West London.
This is the day that Queen's Park Rangers have waited over 80 years for. The club's emergence at last as a First Division side. And they've taken their place alongside the richest and most famous clubs in the land after 2 years of success that's equal the 32-years-old record of Charlton Athletic in moving from the Third Division to the First Division in only 2 seasons. The very swiftness of their promotion has brought its problems, and this afternoon Queen's Park Rangers' homely little ground at Loftus Road is not yet ready for its place in the big league. And this through no fault of the club itself, who made frantic efforts to have their new £200,000 stand finished, but were finally beaten by a strike that delayed the delivery of steel, and then by bad weather that held up construction work. Well, now, their visitors this afternoon for the first ever First Division match to be played at Queen's Park Rangers are Leicester City. And they include the most expensive player in the history of the Football League, wearing number 8 for Leicester City, Alan Clark, who cost £150,000 during the close season from Fulham. A strange coincidence is that on the opposite side for Queen's Park Rangers, Alan Clark's brother Flank is leading the attack. He cost about £30,000 last season from Shrewsbury Town. 25 minutes left in this match, still no score. The news of Frank Clark, the Queen's Park Rangers centre forward, who's got a twisted knee. It's not thought to be too serious. Stringfellow, Clark, and Clark poaching there on the edge of the box, gets the sort of goal he's been bought for. Ian Morgan. Allen. Sibley. Ian Morgan. Sibley making the extra man on the right. Wilkes. Allen, and that's it.
Meanwhile, over in East London, Hurst and Peters were still working the oracle at the near post at Upton Park.
Here's Peters, in moves Hurst. Free kick to West Ham. Hurst. Peters. A goal! These two are just like brothers.
Ron Greenwood, the manager of West Ham United, this goal by Geoff Hurst seemed to be so well taken as if you'd rehearsed it time and time again.
Well, it isn't a question of rehearsing, it's a question of understanding. We know where we can put the ball. You see, we're putting the ball where people don't want us to put it, or where people expect it to come. We put it in a different place. Now, if we do this, that means that the mental telepathy between one player and another's got to be right, and in this particular instance, Geoffrey always knows where Martin's going to put the ball, and vice versa, or even from Bobby or any of our players. We drop the ball in short away from people. In other words, if you can imagine you're marking something, well, if I throw it at you, you've got a good chance of getting the ball off me because it's coming at both of us. But if we drop the ball short in anticipation of my colleague coming towards it, well, the defender isn't aware of where the ball's going. In other words, he's reacting to the attacker, and then he's just a fraction too late, and this is what we capitalise the whole movement on.
If Greenwood's West Ham were a football academy in the south, Don Reevy's Leeds were the ambitious practitioners in the north. Their all-star international cast were developing into a dazzling outfit which claimed the last championship of the 60s.
Hunter again, and still the pressure is on Leeds United. Cooper. O'Grady, a great goal! Beautiful goal! Charlton, a goal! He's done it again. One. There must have been about 5 men on the goal line. Oh, penalty. The penalty. No, that bounced badly for Tommy Wright. He had to handle it. There was no doubt. And so, this crafty customer, Johnny Giles, to take the penalty for Leeds United. One nothing. Now Kenton. Ball with Husband on the right wing. By Royal. What a goal by this 19-year-old Joe Royal. Both these teams now beginning to tire, and one doesn't wonder at that. No matter how fit they are, and they both are superbly fit. It's been a tremendous test of stamina. Mr. Bremner, here's Charlton. Moore. It's a bad one from Moore. So now it's Madeley. O'Grady going down the left wing. Jones to Gray. And it's a goal. Scored by Gray. And Cushley slipped with no chance of challenging him.
Come on, that's better.
Leeds lost just 2 of their 42 First Division matches, winning the title in 1969 with a then record of 67 points. More honours would follow as Leeds dominated the early 70s, but the 60s were still not quite over. A new concept for Match of the Day in this new season. One main game to be screened all over the country, with the second feature a different match in each of the various regions. It meant more cameras and more commentators. Kenneth Wolstenholme, still the main voice, was at St James's Park to see the Fairs Cup holders meet the club who would next win that trophy.
Robertson, Arsenal. Story there goes Robertson, and that's 1 goal to 0. Led on by Graham. 26 minutes, and that was a beautifully taken goal by Robertson, who wasted no time getting in his shot.
Well, Robertson started and finished this move, but what's really for George Graham, it was a bit of Davis-like heading by Graham as Story, number 2, puts this ball across, and as Story pauses before putting it across, Graham now makes his dash. There he is coming in, and watch this leap. He gets right above the defenders, head and shoulders above everybody, nods it down, and Robertson, having made the first pass of the move, has now run into an unmarked position as the header comes across. Defenders on the wrong foot. Robertson completely unmarked, doesn't even pause in his stride to hit that one into the back of the net.
One can only admire the way this defence is standing up to it. Great goalkeeping by Wilson. And Davis has scored! What a goal by Davis! Yo-ho! Didn't he hit that one? Cracks. In goes Davis, and here comes Fogan. It's a goal, and that was Davis creating that opportunity again. He went up, he took 2 defenders. They were completely mesmerised, and Fogan came behind the lot of them. Fogan. Davis, Robson. Oh, what football!
This was, first of all, a terrible error by number 5, Neil. He gets this ball, he's got lots of time in which to play, but he only plays it straight to the feet of Fogan. There's number 5, Neil, with it now. But as soon as Fogan gets it, notice how he rides all the challenges. He shows tremendous strength when Neil comes at him first, and then even for a second time. And as he flicks the